A little more than a year ago, Ty Strawford says he was at an extremely low point in his life, but no one knew what he was facing. Now he wants to make sure that no one else struggles in silence. He and his mother, Michelle, are working to create a nonprofit called Invisible Mental Health. And tonight, they're hosting an event called We See You at Local Market YQR. And they both join me now in studio. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Hi, Ty.
Hi.
Ty, what were things like a year ago? What was happening?
I just had a lot going on, with my mental health. Honestly, it had just been building for quite a long time, and it just kind of was getting to a point of where it was really, really overwhelming.
Had you felt that you had mental health issues for a long time, or
Yes.
what was your first sense of that?
Yeah, I had knowing what I know now about mental health, I've had mental health issues for quite a few years.
What was the feeling that you had?
Closer to a year ago.
Yeah.
Just honestly constantly being overwhelmed with life, constantly looking at all the negatives. It was really, really hard.
Did you know what was happening, Michelle?
Just slightly. There were panic attacks, and we just had no idea how much Ty was suffering, and which is why our soon-to-be nonprofit is called Invisible, because it felt so invisible to us. He was in our home, and we didn't know that it was as bad as it was.
How bad did it get?
Pretty bad. I won't go into too deep into details, but it was pretty bad when it was at its worst. Yeah.
And then was that a turning point for you?
Yeah. I mean, after I went to the hospital, I was taken by emergency. 2 days after that, I kind of had a moment of clarity, hey, I could have, I could have not been here right now. I have a whole life ahead of me now. So I kind of just was thinking, why not make my life mean something, give back to the people that felt like how I was feeling.
You felt that pretty quickly after?
Yes.
And what did you start to do with that?
I can't say exactly how we started, but we were talking about it, talking with other people, trying to get stuff figured out. Wasn't a super fast process, of course, but it was the start for sure.
And what about for you?
He's right. It was days after, and it gave us something to do every day visiting him in the hospital and realizing that we can do something with this really low point in our life. It's not just the people that suffer from mental health, but all those who walk that difficult road with them. And so that's just my nature, is to do something. And I needed to do something. And I thought it was crazy that we celebrate when people pass, everybody gathers. But when people survived, there wasn't many people. People don't want to talk about it. And that's when they need you the most. And so we just wanted to help not just Ty's friends, and family too, but anyone that we could reach. And our goal really is just to keep people here on this earth a day longer.
It's pretty brave to talk about it. Did you think about what that might mean for you to open up in that way?
Yeah, I did. Of course, it's very scary to be putting yourself out like that, but I think it was really important that I did that, because that's a big reason of what I'm trying to do, is just to get people more comfortable with sharing these kinds of things, because these kinds of things, if they go left, unshared, you're going to get people in the same situation I was, where they felt all alone and they got no one to talk to, no one they feel like they can talk to, right? So,
in retrospect, do you know why you didn't tell your mom or other people more about what you were feeling?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It was just felt like a lot to talk about. Didn't want to dampen the mood, kind of thing. And it was just really hard to talk about in general. Now
that you do, what reception do you get from other people?
When I share what I'm going through now, definitely a lot more open to it, I guess, considering most people that I would talk to about it know kind of what has went on with me in the last year. So
what I find is the more people talk about it, the more you realize other people have felt it too.
Yeah, 100%. So many people deal with it that won't talk about it. They'll say they don't have it, but most people do, to some degree at least.
What have you learned from talking more openly about it and having Ty talk more openly about it?
There isn't one person that I've mentioned it to that doesn't, it's not just I know someone. It is either myself or someone in my immediate family. It is everywhere. And people need to be supported and they need to have tools. Unfortunately, we don't have enough opportunities to get help when it's needed. So that's what we're here for, is just to work hard to bring the support to everyone who has it in their world.
What do you want to change, Ty? What difference do you want to make?
I really just want to bring a lot more understanding to all different kinds of mental health issues because, yes, most are focused on awareness, and we are too. But I feel like you can be aware of mental health issues and still have no idea what those people are going through. So I think it's really important for people to understand that more so they can help the people that are suffering as well as themselves, if that's the case.
What do you want people to know that they don't about this?
That they're not alone. There's people all around you that are dealing with mental health issues, and it's totally okay to talk about it because I'm sure the people that you'd be talking about it have been through it to some degree as well.
Michelle, you mentioned wanting more resources available for people when they need the help. What do you know about that right now in terms of the resources?
I know that there's not enough. I know that when people need it the most, they don't know where to turn. I know that finances stop people from getting the help. I know that our emergency units are full, so people are scared to go or don't want to go, knowing that they're not looking like they suffer, so that they sit there and God forbid something happens to them. So we just want to do anything that we can to help the people who are in need. There's youth who are scared, like Ty was perhaps, to say that they need help, and we want to help those people too. So again, not just the people that are suffering, but also people like the moms and the families that don't know where to turn.
How are you doing now?
Honestly, I'm happy to say I'm doing a lot better. Things have turned around for me mental health-wise, so it's really happy to be able to say that.
And how much do you think that this kind of work will be part of your life in the future?
I think it'll continue to be a really big part of my life. It's something I'm so passionate about, and I really like being able to help the people that felt like I was feeling.
Michelle, what is it like for you to see Ty doing this work?
Oh, beyond proud. Oh, you know what? Everybody wants their child to do something that they're passionate about, but the change that he's made already, and he won't say this, but I know that he's saved lives already. And the people that come to us after an event or just because of a post he made saying, you know what, I'm sharing this with my children, or thank you, I can't wait to come back and I feel supported. It means everything.
Thank you for coming in and talking with me this morning.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. You as well.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. That's Ty